All right, hello and welcome to Codec Call, ZTargeting's gaming podcast, our weekly gaming podcast that you can find on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, soon to be on the Google Play Store as well. We're getting waiting for approval there, so we are all over the place, so you guys can listen wherever you want. Tonight I'm joined by Dakota. What's going on?
I need to come up with something different to say here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say, yo.
All right. Temporary catchphrase.
No.
God.
No.
And Buck, what's going on?
Not much at all, guys. Not much at all.
All right, let's get right into it. Got 2 questions for you boys. First up, what you been drinking?
All right, so I got a special one. Not really, but special to me. Anyways, though, it's from Breckenridge Brewery. It's called Avalanche Amber Style Ale. It's from Colorado, so yeah, I thought. Okay, so you knew that. I see. There's not much to really say about this, though. I literally read the entire label.
Breckenridge is a cult classic with some people.
Insert info.
I mean, I guess so. We need to have we'll put a thing down in the description, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. The point is that the label is it's actually really awesome. I may get this tattooed on me or something.
Oh my.
It's actually the logo. I know you can't see the logo, but the logo is actually pretty awesome. Not the Breckenridge Brewery Company logo, the Avalanche logo, because it's mountains and then it says Avalanche, it's yelling at me through the bottle. So it makes me I don't know. It's a seasonal. That's all that needs to be said about it. Label's decent. Logo is phenomenal. That's the word I'd use to describe it.
Maybe if you get the tattoo, we'll get a sponsorship. Yeah.
We already have one. Hashtag.
Please no.
we can just add to the list.
You knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all I have to say about this.
Buck, what about you?
Okay, so last week had the Not Your Father's. Everybody was saying the Coney Island was better. So I'm coming at you live with the Coney Island version of the hard root beer.
Would it really be live if we're recording this and then posting it later?
Listen.
It's close enough.
I'm coming at him live. Large and in charge. So yeah, that's what I'm on right now.
So how does it compare to the Not Your Father's?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and tell.
Oh, we can. Okay. Yeah, it's better. It's less. My wife was drinking them too, and we both agreed it was less in your throat, all syrupy, and
yeah,
it actually tastes like an actual brew of sorts. Yeah.
It makes it. It's in my. I don't know if you agree, but I feel like it tastes more like root beer float.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I definitely
the other one. It's pretty overpowering.
I agree with the less.
I'm not saying it's not good, but.
Mm-hmm. What, Luke? You're trying to talk.
Yeah, sorry.
I definitely agree with the less syrupy. It wasn't something that really needed to be said. I'm sorry.
That was important. We stopped all of our lives just to hear what you had to say there.
Yep. So we'll ignore that and let's keep going.
All right.
It's your turn now.
All right. So I'm enjoying a Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA. Dakota, I think you asked me about this a couple weeks back when I had a different Sierra Nevada.
I did.
Yeah. So I'm really digging it so far. It's definitely bitter, definitely an extra IPA, but still pretty drinkable, pretty smooth, not too pungent. Went to the local Walmart. I'm back at home, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but I'm back at home in Indiana, and it's about the only beer that they had that I would want to pay money for. And I did, and it was worth it, actually, so it's good.
Nice.
There was really nothing else that you would pay money for?
The closest thing was they had some Sam Adams stuff. So that I considered. They had the winter something and a couple of different variations. Other than that, it's just your normal water like beer that I'm levels above now.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that you grew up.
Yeah, I don't go to Walmart to get beer anymore, which means I'm looking for something that I want to see how it tastes and try something new as opposed to just get drunk. So
No Natty Light.
yeah. So I am growing up a little bit. And my next question for you guys is, how was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was pretty good. My family came into town. That's why my brother was here. I did want to apologize for the sound quality. We shared a mic on last week's episode. It won't happen again because I realized my mistake. It was not very good. I apologize. Sorry. Anyways, though, but it was the first time I saw them in quite some time, so that was nice. But now, Black Friday, I worked Black Friday, but I went after work to try to get Pokemon Moon or Sun. I don't know which yet, and they're sold out at at Best Buy.
What?
On Black Friday. I know. It's like you guys heard this before or something. But it's of all the things, I didn't think Pokemon would be sold out. I know in hindsight I should have known that, but really, why? So anyways, so I settled with Dishonored 2 and Battlefield 1. And I guess I got the collector's edition of both of them, and I didn't realize it till I got up to the register. So I did. I know that's what I had. I had Titanfall 2 in my hand, but I wanted to keep it under $100, and Titanfall 2 was at full price still, which didn't make sense to me at all because they only had the special edition one as well. They only had the special edition of everything. Why is everybody buying the normal edition of shit?
That's how they're getting you. Is it you still got to pay more anyway?
I know, and the worst part is that they're like, hey, buy this one. It's a special edition. It's called the Early Enlisters Pack, and you get a couple of skins, and that's absolutely it.
Oh, and then you get to play. Oh, the early enlisters, you got to play like 3 days early.
Oh, wait.
Who cares about that?
So there you go. You got to play 3 days early, dude.
No, because I got it 20 days late. So,
oh, darn.
yeah.
Worth the money for sure.
It was, I guess. But I'm gonna sidestep into the what was I playing, and say that I was playing Dishonored 2. I got to where you pick the character, and then I stopped because I realized that I also got Dishonored 1, so I decided to play the tutorial, and then I stopped. So making gigantic strides in them two games right there, and really unparalleled strides. And then Battlefield 1, I want to play the war stories before I really get into online. So I beat 1, and I'm in the middle of the flying one, but flying sucks. So I actually really like the flying controls. Like they're honestly really good. They're just hard to get into, like hard to get used to, hard to figure out, it's just complicated, that's all. I'm not against it though. But yeah.
But is the single player good so far? Because I've only heard undying praise on how awesome the single player is.
Of Battlefield?
Yeah, Battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, the war stories, which is pretty much the only portion of single player there is, which is fine. Like, I'm not complaining, but I don't know. I like the way that they're just like bits and pieces, because games like that, they're not focused on the single player. Sadly, I really wish they were, but they're not. And it's nice that they included it. It's like they have a nice portion in there, and it really teaches you things. They talk about, like, I don't know how accurate the stories are, like if they're actually based on somebody. I know the one that I finished was actually based on one individual, but like the flying one, I highly doubt that story is based on anybody or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not a history person, but if it is, cool. If not, then whatever. Then if not, then I feel like they missed something that they could have really utilized there. But it plays really well. It's a very good very good Call of Duty replacement. And yes, I did just say that. All the wait, what do we call them on this show? The normals?
The normals.
Yeah, all the normals may get a little mad, but sorry, Chase. I'm sorry. Sorry. Whoops.
So anyway, Buck, what about you?
I had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Wife somehow pulled off insanely huge dinner had like six of us total, and it was all fantastic. I contributed cranberries to the mix, so pretty impressive on my part there.
Let's see.
Hey man, she went off. I was at work the whole day. She made the whole Thanksgiving meal. It was impressive. It was damn good too. Had a few people over. It was really nice just being able to just hang out. I had work the next day though, so that was a little bummer, but it was good.
Did you go Black Friday shopping?
Yeah, got a bunch of the Christmas shopping knocked out on Black Friday actually. So
Really?
yeah,
That's how to do it.
That is. I'm sorry, but that is the least interesting thing I've ever heard in my life.
How?
Because you as a compulsive buyer, I was really expecting you to be like, dude, I came home with 6 TVs, 3 Blu-ray players. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a PlayStation 4 Pro and an Xbox One S.
I know y'all were expecting me to pull out some awesome stuff. I was just too tired, man. And plus all the good stuff was probably gone by the time work got out.
Yeah, like Pokemon, I know.
Or yeah, I might have gone ballistic. You never know. I might have come home with a couple 4Ks and a new console that I don't need.
You could have donated. That's all I'm saying.
I'll just put it on a shelf somewhere and be a paperweight PS4.
So
what's that?
You've been playing anything?
It's been super busy. I actually played. Everyone was over and we had a good time. We played some Rocket League on the Xbox. Yeah. Loaded it up. The game never gets old.
Does anybody else automatically start singing Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses whenever they hear Rocket League? Or is that just me?
Or see cars smacking a soccer ball around.
No, I just play it in my head and I don't know why. No? Alright.
No, that's a no from me.
Alright. Whoops. Alright, next.
Alright. So, I had a good Thanksgiving time frame. Thanksgiving Day. Actually, just went and kicked it with some folks from work. Shout out to them for actually providing all the food. I didn't provide any food, but the thing is, if I did provide food, it would be offensive to the people. So I was doing them a favor by not attempting to cook. But thank you guys.
You could have just bought something and brought it.
Well, I brought beer, but then they didn't want any of it, and then I ended up drinking it all.
What beer?
I brought some
beer?
Bell's
What
Best
beer?
Brown Ale. Bell's makes amazing stuff. I tried. Whatever. So then had to work Black Friday. Then after that, I made the long drive home back to Indiana. So that's where I'm at now currently, actually. Spending a few days at home. So that's really nice just to be able to see my family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody. So that's been nice. Black Friday shopping. I didn't really do anything on Black Friday itself. But the thing is the sales, especially online, last like all week long or like 3 days long. So everything I wanted, I got on the Steam Autumn sale like 2 days before. So I just got the PC and I got a huge list. I had a huge list of stuff I was wanting to pick up. You know, PC games from the last like 10 years that I'd missed out on. The Steam sale hit with 13,000 different items on sale, and I tried to parse through the list as best I could. So maybe like a couple hundred of those 13,000, and dropped a lot of money on a bunch of shit there. Got KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, Jade Empire, the first Dragon Age. Yeah.
Jade Empire, man.
Classics. The whole Half-Life entire series for $10, which is an amazing deal. Witcher 3 DLC.
Okay, there better be one game in this, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now that if it's not there, you may actually get kicked off.
Well, let me keep listing stuff and let me see if because I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Peggle?
You better at least. No, why would I talk about Peggle?
No, because I didn't buy Peggle. Oh, yeah, I didn't get that because I'm not gonna fucking play it. Sorry.
You're lucky. I really wish that I could just hang up just you.
Is there like a CS:GO demo or something or like?
No, you don't need a demo. Have you played any shooting game ever in your life?
No, I was playing Half-Life 1 and 2, which are freaking amazing. I mean, because they're single player and they tell amazing stories and stuff, and that's what I want in a shooter, honestly.
Okay,
that's
so think about that. Think about that without the story, and you got Counter-Strike.
There's nothing.
That's not true at all.
Well, yeah. But anyway, so I spent a lot of money on that. Unfortunately, no CS:GO. But since I've been
unfortunately, you know what? I'm done having this conversation. Keep going.
Yeah. So whenever I go back home, I usually bring my 3DS and a stack of 3DS games. So I did that, and the only thing I really been getting into was a ton of Pokemon Sun, which, oh man, this is the most I've been obsessed with a Pokemon game in a long time. Yeah. And like, I played most every generation, up until everything up to the Fire Red, Leaf Green. I played the crap out of. Diamond and Pearl, I played one of those, like the first half of it or something, and then that's right when I stopped gaming, and I got back into Black. I got Black 2, and played played through the first 3 dungeons gyms, and then touched on the other ones after that. But Sun, I'm playing Sun, and oh man, I don't know what it does differently, but it just harkens back to the old days for me. Like, I'm just playing it, and it just reminds me of how my mind was blown playing the Pokemon Yellow, and I got Gold after that, and those games blew my mind, and it's just reminds me of that. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm hooked on it right now.
So,
I recommend finding it at your local Best Buy once they restock.
So you're, but you didn't buy CS:GO.
No CS:GO.
Right. That's all right.
Hey Dakota, if it's any consolation, Haas picked up an Xbox One with Gears.
I know.
So we can all get on and play Gears.
No, he didn't get Gears.
He told me he got Gears.
Okay, well, he told me he got Battlefield, so...
Well, it came with Battlefield, and then he told me he bought Gears afterwards.
Oh, well, hey, look at that. Yeah, no, he asked me and also told me. He was like, so should I get this or not? And I was like, yeah, that's a really good deal. And then he was like, actually, I'm thinking about getting an Apple Watch. I was like, what? Why? And then he was like, okay, actually, no, the Xbox One. And I was like, exactly. And I mean one as in it won the debate, not one as in, the number one. So
that can handle our multiplayer shooter needs. But Pokemon Sun and Moon, highly recommended. Very good.
Wait till you should get into the cards now. That wasn't a question, but okay.
All right. But so speaking of stuff coming out that I am really hyped for, tomorrow marks the release of Final Fantasy 15. It's actually coming out. It's actually out there. The shit is real. After 10 years, this game is finally released. Now, Conan O'Brien on his talk show, his segment Clueless Gamer, so he played this with Elijah Wood, and he hated on the game hardcore. It was really funny, though, but that got me a little bit worried. I was like, his complaints were like normal complaints, like the story is weird, it's Japanese, it looked like anime, it looked like a boy band, that kind of stuff. But I was like, it cast doubt into my mind. I was like, oh man, maybe this isn't going to work out. Maybe it was all a waste of 10 years and millions of dollars. But the review embargo was up this morning, and reviews been rolling in, and they've been pretty positive, 8s and 9s for the most part. So it sounds like not the greatest game in the world, but hey, at least it's pretty damn good. People are enjoying it. So tomorrow I'm going to make the long drive back to Iowa, open my mailbox, get Final Fantasy 15. I can't wait to give it a try. So you got when did you order it on Amazon? I pre-ordered it a while back.
Oh, because Newegg and a couple of other websites actually had the pre-order for like they dropped it down to like $35. I nearly bought it.
I got the deluxe edition though.
Oh well, aren't you cool?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that'd be $45.
It has a really cool box art.
Oh yeah, actually everything I bought on Black Friday was $45. So I'm sure if I could, I would have bought it on Black Friday for $45. So you got gypped a little bit.
Yeah,
It's fine. Anyways, though,
I'll live.
yeah, I do want to point out though that IGN gave Final Fantasy an 8.2, and because I just looked at it, so that's fact checked. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, but Planet Coaster, on the other hand, got 8.5. So just letting you know.
Are you gonna get the game already, dude? Or are you just gonna talk it up?
Planet Coaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna get it.
Then don't talk shit.
No, I'm gonna keep talking shit because honestly, that is like one of the most interesting games to watch YouTube videos on because people build parks. But
Yeah.
but
No
as
way.
much as I hate to admit this, I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but the real reason why I am against it is because they require you to put in a fast pass to every ride. So because
the Bombcast or the Beastcast was talking about this.
yes, and as much as I hate to admit it, I agreed with him 100%. I am so fundamentally against the fast pass that it's hard for me to really like put that aside.
You know, I haven't been to a theme park in years, so I just couldn't relate. Like, I just didn't have an opinion either way.
Okay, well I'm not going to explain it because this is not a theme park podcast. So.
But we know what the thing is.
Right. Well, but there's there's a difference because there's a fast pass and then there's like a pay more money to get in a shorter line pass.
Wait, what's the difference between the two? I thought because I would think it would use you pay more money and you don't have to wait as long.
No, a fast pass you literally you get a ticket and it saves your place in line virtually. So it's a virtual line. So then like it's just like, hey, come back at this time and you can walk right on. So like Disney does that for free, no extra charge. It's absolutely free. It's awesome, and this is why Disney is amazing. But then like there's other ones that they have where they do you pay extra. You pay like $20 extra or $40 extra, and then you get a pass where you get in the smaller line that goes straight to the front, no matter who else is in line. And that's what I don't like.
See, I only thought it was that second one. That was the only one that I was aware of.
No, yeah, no, Disney is intelligent and does it correctly. But that's not the point. If they put that in the game, that would be awesome. But the fact that they make you do the fast pass for a shorter line, pay more money stuff, I'm against that in every fiber of my being.
So they force you to use that in your park in the game.
Yes, but this is 3 consecutive podcasts that we talk about Planet Coaster.
Yes, it is.
And neither one of us have played it.
Well, oh man, I don't think it was on the Steam sale. So maybe on the Steam
It wasn't.
On the Steam winter sale, hopefully it's on there.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll get it.
I put a bunch of Steam cards on my Christmas list.
Yeah, that's what I told my mom and my sister to buy me, just Steam cards, Steam wallet cards.
Your sister buys you gifts? That's awesome.
We get like I get her something small, she gets me something small.
Oh,
It's like some shirts or whatever. Back,
that must be nice.
Oh my god, I do not want to hear that from you.
What? Oh my! Yeah, I know. I know you don't. I'm just saying that. No, I don't. I have so many siblings that we do. We draw. You have to draw somebody's name to where then you buy for that person.
Oh, that's
and so on and so forth.
That's not a bad idea. Your family's bigger than mine.
Well, yes, but I mean that's what I'm saying. I wish that I had gifts from every single one of my siblings rather than just one. But it's fine. I'm just being very greedy.
Yeah,
which is allowed.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it's all about.
Capitalism and materialism. But
So, anyways, though, in case anybody was wondering, No Man's Sky got an update.
yes. Oh man, I've been waiting, dude. I've been playing No Man's Sky every day since it came out, and even though I agreed it was a solid 6 out of 10, I was like, I'm gonna keep going because I know they're gonna update it, and they finally did.
So first of all,
so that was completely false. What I just said was completely false.
I know it was false, but first of all, I would need to. You know what? First of all, Luke, did you ever? First of all, Luke.
Yeah.
Did you ever play No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I bought the damn game.
Oh.
I was hyped. I was really hyped. I was like, I just want to fucking fly around space in this like trippy, beautiful art design, you know, nice colors and stuff, and just chill. And I played the game, and it was cool for a while, and then I do the exact same thing over and over again. And then I'm like, okay, I want to figure out what the story is. They got these hints at the Atlas and what's really going on in the story in the middle of the universe and whatever. And I'm so glad that I found out what happens in the game, because then I stopped. Because I would be incredibly pissed if I would have devoted 40 hours to get to finish it and then see what happens, because it is bullshit. And we've talked about what that is and on the podcast, so you can look it up. But
okay, well, I'm stopping you there because we're not talking about the story of the game. We're talking about
the update.
So I will say this. I am quoted on this podcast as saying that No Man's Sky has the potential to be a Minecraft type of game.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I've definitely been quoted as saying that. This update, called the Foundation Update, puts in the foundation to build on that. I'm not gonna lie though, the update's stupid. I completely agree. But the base building side of it, the survival mode side of it, and stuff like that, especially the base building side of it, works extremely well. Like, I don't know if you've seen anybody.
What do you mean it works extremely well?
Like, it does exactly what you want it to do. The way
so does Minecraft. Okay.
You're right, but that's rudimentary. That's what I'm saying. Like, for something that looks like this, it works. There's a lot of classic case in point. I'm sorry to say this, and a lot of people are going to be a little upset, but Fallout 4 does not have very good building engine, whatever you want to say.
Well, they did fix it.
I mean, they fixed it and they made it. They made it a lot better. I agree. It's still not that good.
That's not why I want to play Fallout either.
It's also an RPG.
You're 100% right. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I'm not saying anything like that.
Talk about Bethesda like that again.
But
I got Fallout 4 on the Steam sale for $20.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Okay, but go ahead.
You paid like $27 more than what you needed to.
I will literally behead you, Dakota.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's not perfect, but it's still a lot of fun.
It is. On one console. You probably already have it on another console.
No, I had it on Xbox One, and it runs like shit. So now I can run it. I can run it well. So I can play it
So you paid $25 to buy a game that you already had.
I paid $19.76. I paid $19.70. That's a steal. And now I can play it well.
It's not a steal. Whenever you can just wait, probably next year, and it'll be $5.
It's still
I have 4 copies of Skyrim. I don't think it's a waste.
I have 3 copies of Skyrim and 3 copies of The Witcher 3.
Oh my god.
Okay, so speaking of this, so this is not a new issue, but it is with games, but not overall, because I've been going through my old stuff at home and like taking some stuff with me. There's like,
oh my god, this is a gaming podcast, Lucas.
There's albums like of hardcore bands I love that I bought 5 times, literally 5 times, between different CDs, different colors of vinyl, and they're like special edition, like crazy hardcover book things. So it's not a new issue, but anyway.
Have you seen my collection of Metal Gear Solid stuff?
A little bit of it.
Oh, but that's not a waste.
No, absolutely not.
We all got the shit.
To you, that's not a waste. To other people, theirs aren't waste.
Okay. Anyways,
Potato, tomato.
So Foundation update. I kind of see where they're going with it. It's still not worth the money though. That's where we're getting with No Man's Sky, but it works very well.
I'm glad they're trying to fix it. I'm glad they're actually doing something with it.
I'm glad that they're. Yes.
Because Hello Games has been silent for months, and I was like, man, they're just going to give up, and then that studio is probably going to break up, and then that's going to be the history of the game. But
let's hope.
Which is really sad. No. Seriously, that's like really sad. It's not that bad of a studio. They fucked up one game. That's
the issue is they lied about half of the shit in the game.
You're right, but
is it multiplayer? Oh, there's a chance you could find your buddy. Dude has a stream up for 12 hours, standing in the exact same spot on the exact same planet. Nobody. How are you just gonna blatantly lie to people and tell them you could see other people? You can't.
So there was this guy. His name was Peter Molyneux. He did the same damn thing a lot, more times than not, and he's still considered a god.
Well, by some, and that's why I don't believe anything that Peter Molyneux says.
Well, nobody does, but at the same time, he made very, very good games.
Fucking
very good.
Fable 1 on the Xbox One, he was talking about it in 2002, how whenever you get cut as a child, the scar is going to still be there when you're an adult. You can plant a tree as a child, and it'll grow into a forest in the game. But
none of it happened.
Such a fucking fable, man.
Dude, exactly, it is a fable.
Storyteller.
That was on the Steam sale, but I passed on that. I thought about it heavily, though.
Dude, it's such a good game, though.
But No Man's Sky update, I'm glad they're trying to fix it. I'm glad they're trying, and they're this is the first of many updates, they say. I just hope that they do a story update where the ending is more conclusive or just more satisfying or not as bullshit as it is.
Did you see the YouTube video of the guy getting to the end of the story?
Yeah.
Where he flips out and he was like, Are you kidding me? And he just starts throwing shit.
Yeah, that's not unwarranted.
No, I completely agree with him. I feel like, honestly, I think Hello Games should pay for everything that he damaged.
Yeah, maybe.
By the way, if that guy is listening, which I know he's not, but if he is and he wants to start a petition, he's got my signature on getting Hello Games to pay for everything he broke.
Yeah, I'll sign 12 times.
You can only sign once.
I'll probably sign a couple.
You'll come up with 12 different names.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, though, so earnings, according to GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop had earnings call recently, and they spoke about the performance of some of the big fall releases. They're saying that the performance is not what they anticipated, and I think this is something we've been seeing a lot this fall, actually, where the big games are just not selling what people think that they're going to sell. Obviously, Titanfall 2, like we talked about before. They're saying now that Watch Dogs 2 is not selling very well. Dishonored 2, same, not selling very well. COD not doing the same numbers as last year. I'm sure it's still doing good, but not competing with Black Ops 3. So, I don't know. I don't know what you guys thought about this. I think besides COD, like, yeah, Dishonored, that's kind of a cult classic. That's not a mainstream. It's not as much of a mainstream game, so I can see why that's not going to sell. The first Watch Dogs, I think people were down on that a lot, so I can see why they're not going to believe in the sequel, even though it did have a lot of hype behind it. So, I don't know. I think some of these are kind of explainable, but it's still kind of sad to see.
I think people just don't. I don't know, man. People don't trust people making games anymore.
I hope it's because people want something new, and this is their way of saying, I want a new experience, not the same thing over and over again.
But then somebody comes out with, hey, check out this new experience, and it's No Man's Sky. People just don't trust game developers, man.
Yeah.
No, everyone's so afraid to buy games because there's no substance. And when they promise something new, it's not finished. I don't know.
For once in my life, I actually agree with everything that you just said. For once. Because, except for they trust and they get No Man's Sky. But I will completely agree. Like, developers need to stop making games with day one patches. I've said this from the beginning. It's stupid. I'm sick of it. They need to stop doing it. They need to stop making it like, hey, you spend $20 extra and we'll let you play the game 3 days early. No, I don't care about.
Is that the reason why people aren't buying games though?
No, I'm just saying things that need to be fixed. Okay, you started a tangent. Now let me finish it and don't interrupt. Anyways, though, but I agree. There's just everybody wants to wait because they know that game will, all of its shortcomings will be fixed. They will put out updates. They will put out patches. Hell, in some cases, they come out with mods that make it better.
Yeah.
That is, if you're just a little bit more patient, and if you're just a little bit more patient, that game will be cheaper and better by the time you actually get around to needing to play it or wanting to play it or having the time to play it. It happens. That, honest to God, Dishonored 2. Why did I not buy it? Because I didn't have the money and I could afford to be patient and wait for it to get cheaper on Black Friday, where they had everything already sorted out by that point. Not saying that there was a lot of things wrong with it or anything wrong with it. I have no idea. But I'm saying that as soon as I put it in the game, it downloaded a patch. It downloaded an update. I don't know what it fixed. I don't care what it fixed. I'm just assuming that it fixed something. You don't put out a patch or an update to not fix something or add something in or just do whatever. But I'm saying, like, I got all that stuff and I got a discounted price because I waited until Black Friday. That's all you have to do.
That's another thing. Yeah, if you wait 6 months or a year, you're going to pay like half as much for games.
But that's where like a lot of people are, like myself included, is hard to not be, and that's where it kind of sucks, because like you don't trust somebody making a game, but they say they put out a game like Titanfall, and I'm a competitive shooter or something. I need that game, then and there. Yeah. But I'm also conflicted with it might be total garbage. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might not be fleshed out, because that's what a lot of people are doing now. They're just putting out these kind of half-assed things, got to get them out. And then those games that I needed to get right then and there end up falling off in like a month, and then I feel stupid again.
Yeah, right. I'm the same way. Like, I know it's a tough battle, because like I know I could save so much money by waiting, but like Final Fantasy 15, I want that day one. I want to play that right away, because I need to see what this game is about. The Last Guardian, I got that pre-order. I want that day one. They both could be garbage, honestly, but I'm willing to take that chance. And I feel like I end up being that way about a lot of stuff that I just wait on. And the tough thing for me is I tend to buy like these Japanese RPGs and like smaller games right away, because I've seen where if you wait too long, they go out of print and then they're super expensive. Right. It's like you wait 5 years and you got to pay $100 for a used copy. And I'm like, I don't want to let that happen. I want to make sure I can get it while it's the normal price. And then sometimes 2 years later, they're $20. Sometimes 2 years later, you can't get them. So that's a tough gamble too. And then I end up just trying to get it right away when I know I'm going to be able to secure it at a normal price.
Right. I mean, that's just the thing. They need to start having games that hold their value and make it a reason why people want to go out and buy that game that day, and then they won't have this issue. I don't think this is whatever. I'll be honest. I have no idea. This earnings call just said that games are underperforming. I don't think it's anything
compared to what they expected. So it's not necessarily super bad. I think Titanfall was actually pretty bad, and they were saying Watch Dogs 2 was selling less than Watch Dogs 1. So that's not great. But
Watch Dogs 1 was overhyped out the ass.
Yes,
I couldn't walk down the road without hearing something about that game. So, I mean, that's kind of understandable. People got a bad taste from 1. You know.
Did I tell my GameStop story about Watch Dogs, where she said that it was going to be the greatest game ever?
Yeah.
Again? Okay. Well, I didn't know what games, because she said it on a lot of games, and that was one of them. I may make a list, but that's not the point. The point is that I don't think this earnings statement is anything to even take seriously at all. It's gamers now because of media such as our podcast, for crying out loud,
screwing stuff up.
Yeah, well, we're just pointing out, like, hey, don't be an idiot. You don't need to do this. You can wait. It's not that big of a deal. We take the blunt of it, not necessarily us, but like IGN. IGN gets review copies. They put that stuff out there. IGN reviewed No Man's Sky, for instance. They didn't give it that good of a review. I guarantee you that had something to do with people not buying it that first day. Guaranteed. And then on top of that, I guarantee you that they're like, oh, so because you know how IGN does their pro and con list? People are probably looking at the con list and they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for the patch to fix all this. That way I don't have to worry about it. No problem at all. And I'm getting like you said, I'm getting the game probably at a good 20% off.
Yeah, or
discounted or whatever.
What's the saying? A good review won't help a game necessarily, but a bad review is definitely going to hurt it sales wise. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the way it is.
So, yeah. I think this earning call is showing that maybe COD is, surprise, a little oversaturated. Maybe they should slow down a little bit.
Yeah, that's another thing that needs to be fixed in this industry. They need to stop thinking that just because a new year happened, they need to make a new Call of Duty or a new, you know what?
Screw it. Whatever, anything.
A new Madden, for crying out loud. Do we really need a new Madden every year? No, I'm still saying 3.
We talked about the Madden one, goddammit.
Yeah, I know, we did.
It's valid.
I think
it's not valid. Wait, mine is valid or them redoing it?
If I'm a guy that only plays Madden on my system, I need one every year.
Yeah, I think the Madden you can understand, but like for normal games, give them 2 years in between so they can flesh stuff out and develop new ideas.
Right.
But I
disagree with Madden though. Madden should be once every 3 years.
What? Okay. Anyway, nobody
it should be. There's no reason to not do it. You can then put what they need to do.
A roster update.
Yeah, for $10, you pay $10 and you get a roster update. You don't. How much?
They got to put a box in the store. They got to put a box in the store.
They have to make money. How are these guys going to make money?
Save their money by not making the box.
But they want 60 bones, not 10.
I don't care. That's their problem, not mine.
It's not their problem because they're they're making money, dude. So I don't think they have any problems.
But anyway, it is disheartening to see something like Dishonored 2. I wish that would have sold a lot because that is not annualized new ideas and stuff like that. So that was the one heartbreak I had with the announcements. And, so let us know in the comments how many years Madden should wait before releasing a new game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,
6.
Let us know.
Just stop making them.
Yeah, let us know.
Give the Broncos a better defensive rating. All right, anyway.
My God,
next week we'll list the top 10 years to wait between Madden.
A whole episode. Yeah. 3 hours long. Extravaganza.
Lord. Dear Lord. Okay.
Things we're not doing a 3-hour long podcast.
Yeah. Okay, next up. Some rumors, some rumblings and bumblings are coming out about a little something that may surface at the PSX, the PlayStation Experience, next weekend. And that something is maybe the sequel to The Last of Us, currently titled Last of Us 2, tentative title. I don't know about you guys, but this excites the hell out of me, and I really hope we see this.
I'm still nervous about it.
Nervous?
Yeah, I'm not nervous about the game. I'm nervous that they won't do it, and I got my hopes up for nothing.
It's going to happen at some point. It may not be now, but they're gonna talk about it at some point. It's going to happen at some point. I mean,
I'm not entirely sure.
How though?
How they really don't need to. They don't need to make another Last of Us. They really don't.
No one needs to ever do anything.
I think,
but when it's extremely successful,
Yes.
They're gonna do it.
I think it's the smart. Well, so they're done with Uncharted. So I think they either need to make another Last of Us or do something else that's going to push storytelling and writing and characterization in games even farther. So something that we can't even conceive of right now. Or Last of Us 2.
And they need something to buy time.
Yeah.
For something like that.
Well, so let's get into what the rumors are right now. So there's voice actors that were kind of hinting at that they were doing something, or voice actors that had worked with Naughty Dog, and they were talking about their next project, and they mentioned something about the first Last of Us, and they let me look at the article a bit. They said, "Oh, did I say the first Last of Us?" Kind of hinting at a sequel, obviously.
Right.
And then
Wow.
Famous Twitter video game leaker Shinobi602 mentioned something about this, saying we won't have to wait long. And typically he has a very good track record with leaks and insider rumors and stuff in the industry. So I take that. I mean, I've been following him for a year or two now, and his stuff has been true like 99% of the time from what I've seen. So I take that as pretty good evidence that this is going to be happening soon.
Right. It just seems like it's time for it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's coming around.
I mean, I would like to. Like I said, I think that The Last of Us ended very well. It's the way that it ended. They don't need to build anything else. They don't need to drag it out, whatever. It's no big. I hope they do because I loved it. I'm just saying that they don't need to.
Yeah.
And
well, I definitely agree with that because the ending was very, for that story was conclusive. It ended there. But whenever that happened, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see if they do something else that's happening in a different part of the country or something that happens years later.
Right.
Expands on that world in a different way aside from a direct sequel. So yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to be a direct sequel that picks up right then with the same characters at that point in time. It's going to be something different. And that's what excites me because what is it going to be? And there's so many great possibilities.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that they'll make it about the same characters with Joel and Ellie and stuff like that. I mean, if they do, they do whatever.
Personally, I hope you play as Ellie when she's like in her 20s and is like a badass and like just like killing the infected. And like Joel died or something, and she's like avenging his death or something, or maybe not that, but like I don't know, something where you play when she's like super badass now.
Yeah, I could dig that. That's fine. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't, because The Last of Us. What year did that come out?
13.
I don't even remember.
13.
13? Yeah, that was hands down my game of the year. I loved every minute of that game. The first cutscene blew my mind.
Oh man, no,
dude! I don't even want to talk about it. Actually, I remember I went to work and my boss was like, I told him, he was like, so what are you going to do after work today? Like randomly. I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm playing The Last of Us because yeah, well, basically. But he was like, oh, did you, because he's one of those people that, I mean, he had a family, so he didn't have time to play the games. So instead, he just watched people play it on YouTube, like the whole thing. That way, he knew what it was about without playing it. So if he was just like, "What'd you think about that opening scene?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it at all." And he was just like that. So it got to you. I was like, "Of course it got to me. Like, what the heck?" I think just whatever. Anyways, though, not important. It is important.
That is important.
I mean, it is important.
That was an immersive game, man.
Yes,
from the very start of it.
Dude, I want to tell a little anecdote about The Last of Us. The Last of Us is the game that got me back into gaming. Like, seriously. For a while, my main interest was music. I love going to shows, buying records, things like that. And the only gaming I did was Modern Warfare 2 online, Black Ops 1 online with friends, and like played Tetris. And then I stopped gaming for a few years. I didn't have a console, I didn't have anything. And then I wanted to play Black Ops 2 online with friends, and I almost got an Xbox 360, again, to do that. But then I started seeing The Last of Us, developed by Naughty Dog, getting 10s out of 10s, perfect scores everywhere. And I was like, what the hell is this game? I didn't even hear about it until it released, and all these amazing reviews are coming out. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm just going to go buy a PS3, get Black Ops 2, get The Last of Us, see what the hell's up with this game. And I went in with no expectations, aside from I was hearing how good it was, but I didn't know anything about the game. And holy shit, like, just blew me away on every level. So it's the game that got me back into gaming, really. So I mean, I love it.
I think I agree with you on, like, thinking back on it, that game really did just kind of pop up one day.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, holy, wait, okay, this looks cool. The Last of Us, whoever those people are, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just such a good game. And I hope that they just don't, I don't think they will, but I just hope that they don't screw up 2. If there is a 2, and I hope that they actually do announce a 2 if there's going to be a 2. And I'm not just getting my hopes up for no reason. Because honestly, I could also see, like, PlayStation being like, oh, yeah, it's The Last of Us. But, like, because, they're dragging The Last of Us through the dirt, through the mud right now. I mean, think about it.
A little bit, not like entirely.
No. But it came out on the PlayStation 3. They remastered it for the 4. Then they put the update out. Yeah. And it's getting to the point where it's just like, all right, this game, it's still good,
but they need to do something new.
The brakes. Yes, you got to pump the brakes. Yeah, think about things just a little bit differently. Let's slow down. You're using this too much as just a, hey, we need more money. Let's put this back out.
I think it's unrealistic to expect the announcement at PSX this weekend, because I think it is too soon. But the thing is, Naughty Dog has surprised with how quickly they move on to the next thing, or how far they are along with the next thing before. Because actually, The Last of Us 1 was announced shortly after they did Uncharted 3, and people were like, they only have one team. They don't have 2 teams working on 2 games, and it turned out they actually had 2 teams working on both games.
Right.
So we know that they have that amount of personnel to work on stuff. So that makes me think, maybe they have been working on The Last of Us 2 for a while with their secondary team, and now it's fully ramping up, potentially. So that's what I'm kind of holding out for, is maybe that's happened before. Maybe it's going to happen again, and we'll actually see this game, which, if that occurs, will be amazing, and I'll be very happy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. All right.
Next.
Lesser known. Next. Let's go.
Silence.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone was able to take part in this holiday. It's incredibly gracious, thankful holiday. Just rub their belly full of turkey, full of ham.
Full of turkey.
Rub your belly.
I know I was.
You're rubbing your belly?
But let's not forget about the lesser known Thanksgiving foods, like the stuffing and the rolls.
The
mashed potatoes. This one's
all right. So this week's lesser known is it was Luke's turn to contribute. So what is it?
Yep. So what I wanted to talk about is in honor of Final Fantasy 15 coming out tomorrow, I wanted to talk about my favorite lesser known Final Fantasy. So it's not actually one of the mainline RPG ones. It's actually Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. That's what I wanted to talk about this week. A lot of people consider the regular Final Fantasy Tactics on PS1 to be an all-time classic, best strategy RPG, etc. And I agree. Definitely timeless, influential game. But the one that I actually spent the most time with as a youth and had my most personal enjoyment with was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Because I didn't have a PS1. I didn't get to play that one originally when it came out, the first one. I got this one on the Game Boy Advance, played it on road trips, played it at my aunts and uncle's house, played it everywhere on the go on the GBA. Put a ton of hours into it, And as a kid, it was good to get started with this one in the Final Fantasy Tactics series, because this one went a little bit easier on you. On the original, when your unit dies, they're dead. They're gone for good, just like a Fire Emblem on normal mode. In Tactics Advance, you can revive them. So it's a little bit more accessible. You can ease into it a little bit better. And man, this is just an amazing game. Just grid-based, top-down, strategy RPG gameplay, and you have a ton of classes that you can put your characters into. And what's always great is you max out one class, you can level up into a different kind of class, and they all play so differently. You got like 4 different types of mages, healing, attack, blue mages where you can like steal your opponent or like the enemies like attacks and weapons and shit like that. All kinds of crazy weird classes to explore and figure out what they do. It's awesome, just like finding great weapons, forging rare weapons and things like that. I had a couple of friends that we actually battled with the link cable, which I don't know how many people actually did that.
Nobody.
Hours and hours of gameplay, tons of missions and side missions and everything. This was really it was my first foray into turn-based isometric strategy RPGs, and it cemented my love for them that I still hold to this day. It's tough to put 50 plus hours or whatever into a game these days, but I picked up all the Disgaea games, any Final Fantasy Tactics re-releases, anything like that, because I know when I finally do get the time to dig into them, I'm gonna love them, because this type of game, this genre is something that speaks to me, through and through, and I'll always enjoy it. So, and it's not one of the mainline Final Fantasies that everybody knows about. It's not even the main Final Fantasy Tactics that is the one that is the most well-renowned, most well-known. Just a little childish tactical RPG on the GBA that I think is a little underappreciated, but I definitely loved that back in the day. So, I don't know, have you guys had any experience with tactical RPGs, strategy RPGs, anything like that at all?
I played Final Fantasy 13 once.
That doesn't count.
Why not?
That's not really even a regular RPG, but that's still regular.
That's a game that's a game that has the footprints. I mean the footsteps sound up to a 10.
He's gonna talk about this again,
dude. I hate it.
I played FFX.
Well, yeah, I guess in honor of Final Fantasy 15, we could talk about a little bit about Final Fantasy games. No, FFX, Final Fantasy 10, that was very solid.
Oh, that was my baby, man.
And I think a lot of people got into that as their first one just because it was for the PS2, and that's just when people started picking stuff up.
It was so smooth. Oh, it was epic, man.
Is that the really pretty one? I always forget. Okay.
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah. Oh, man, that game is so beast. The skill tree, I forgot, what was it called? The
sphere grid, is that the name of it?
Was that? Yeah, that sounds correct.
Something
like that. But it was cool how you could mingle. Everybody could kind of spill into each other's, and you could just have these weird, crazy builds.
Yeah.
You get Riku's in Auron's and have her just do massive amounts of damage. It's like, I had so many save files on Final Fantasy. Oh my goodness. I love that game.
Solid game, very solid game.
I played Final Fantasy 13 once.
And okay, I'll say it again. I enjoyed Final Fantasy 13. It's a good game, but it's not a good Final Fantasy game. But
I don't know.
Whatever.
I feel like I have. Did I ever tell you the story about how I went into GameStop and I pre-ordered a Final Fantasy game, but I can't remember which one I pre-ordered, and I've still to this day never got any sort of.
So you never went back?
I never got my money back, and I never got a thing saying, "Hey, we have your copy."
How much money did you put down?
I bought it.
What year was this?
I'm pretty sure. That's the worst part. I'm almost positive that it was. That it's 15.
Back in 2002.
Yeah, dude. I no. It was because it was before. Because didn't they announce like? I don't know. It was the year that they announced two of them at the same time at E3.
Yeah,
because I thought.
They announced 13, and they announced Final Fantasy Versus 13, which turned into 15.
Right. Dude, I'm almost positive I'm 15 fucking paid for and everything. Because I was like, hey, can I pre-order this? They're like, yeah, you can pre-order 13. I was like, no, I want the next one. the other one. That one's not nearly as cool. I want that one and stuff. And they were just like, all right. And I got it. And then I remember 13 came out, and I thought that was the one because I'll admit, anybody that cares, I do not play. I'm not a Final Fantasy person. I don't play them. I respect them. They're great games, I'm sure. I played 13. 13 was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I've not played any other ones. I have 7. Believe it or not, I have 7. I just never beat it. But that's not the point.
At some point, just play one other one to see what an actual
first
Final
of all,
game is like.
don't tell me what to do.
You tell me to fucking buy CSGO every other day.
And you don't listen, so you're welcome.
So I'm going to tell you about Final Fantasy, and you can now listen to that.
Okay, I'm not listening to it. So, anyways, though, did you say something? Anyways, though, I pre-ordered. I remember 13 came out. I was like, I pre-ordered this game, but I never got it. So I just went ahead and bought that. So I don't know where my pre-order went, and I'm almost positive it went to 15.
Well, you got to find where that was at and track it down and get it.
It's in Jasper.
Oh shit! I might just steal that while I'm here and
just pop over there and be like, "So,
yeah, I'll send it to you,
guy.
I'll pick it up and send it to you."
If you could do that, you should really go in there. Apparently my brother's getting a job there, but that's not the point.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm
for him.
pretty sure that now that I said that, he's not really going to get it. But whatever, it's fine. I'm just saying, I lost. This is another reason why I don't go to GameStop anymore, because I lost a review. I lost a pre-order somewhere.
You had to write that shit down or something, I guess.
All right.
Well, anyway.
All right. So how's everybody's drinks?
They're good, man. This Torpedo extra IPA from Sierra Nevada. I always get a little bit worried when I get an extra IPA or a double IPA. I'm like, is this just going to blast me in the face with hops? Is this just going to be, overly crazy with the bitterness?
Blast you in the face.
Yeah, so this actually pulls it off really well. It's more of an IPA than normal. It's got the extra IBUs, a little bit more bitter, but they use it well to make a well-rounded taste and a more rich tasting beer. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm really enjoying this actually. So, yeah.
Is that more of like a normal beer than a traditional IPA?
No, it's. What do you mean a normal beer?
Okay, so I'm not a fan of IPAs. I'm just not. I prefer like ales and ambers and stuff like that.
No, so you're gonna prefer a regular IPA more than this.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
It's even farther into that stratosphere.
Okay. I didn't know if it went farther in or farther out. That's what I'm wondering.
That's why they call it extra. But
yeah. Yeah.
So you got to get to level 1 IPAs before you can get into level 2 IPAs.
Okay, first of all, I'm past level 1. Second of all, it's kind of like, how you play the first level of Mario and you're like, well, that was really fun. And if I just don't go any farther, I'll always remember this one level. So you quit.
Yeah.
That's where I am. So I drank one. I drunk one. And I was like, you know what? This is all right. I'm fine with this. So that way I'd never have anything else to compare it to. I'm just done. It was decent. It was all right. I didn't particularly enjoy it. So now if I just don't drink another one, then that's my standard.
All right, fair enough. But what do you guys think of your beers?
You can go first.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're the other one.
I told you. I gave you all a rundown in the beginning.
Okay.
So is that rundown confirmed? Do you still agree with it?
Yes, I still agree with it. I like this a lot. It's a lot cleaner, not as syrupy. Right. It tastes more ale-y, and I enjoy it more.
Is it confirmed?
I still want them to make Diet Coke with alcohol in it. Oh man, I would love that.
Hey, maybe one day, man.
This actually sounds disgusting, but
yeah.
But anyways, Dakota.
This Avalanche Amber style ale from Breckenridge Brewery.
Where's that at again?
No, someplace in Colorado. Anyways, though, it's really good. I'm still thinking about getting the tattoo. I think I'm gonna decided on not, but.
Well, if we get the sponsorship, you can. But
yeah, and dude, if we get a sponsorship, I would get a sleeve of all of our sponsorships. Like, just anybody.
I'd get a left-hand tattoo. I'd get a tattoo of the left hand.
What if I got a left-handed tattoo, left-handed brewery tattoo on my left hand?
On your right hand?
No, on my left hand.
That's just stupid.
Oh.
Doesn't even make sense.
Anyways, though, Avalanche, Amber Style, Breckenridge Brewery from Colorado, really good. Actually, this is one of the better seasonals I've had recently, because I'm trying to stay out of seasonals. And I guess this was in the seasonal section, but I don't know if it's technically a seasonal.
I mean, I'd say stay with the seasonals until it hits January, because you're going to have all the fall, winter stuff popping up till then.
No, I agree. But I really enjoyed it. I finished the first one rather quickly. I started the second one. I'm pretty much done with it. I'm really disappointed I don't have any more here at the house. I do have rum and Coke, though, so we're probably going to go a little big.
Oh, yeah, dude. I need to buy some good bourbon one of these days.
Dude, I bought some Jameson the other week. It's not important.
Good stuff, too. Irish whiskey.
Dude.
I bought him some Jameson.
Yeah, he bought it for me. I mean, I paid for it, but he used my card and also stole my card.
A shout out?
Yeah, he had it for an entire week. I mean,
one day.
Yeah, one night. I tried to get him to buy me Chipotle, but he said no. Mainly,
I don't even want to talk about that horrible.
It's not important. What is important is, so I do have, just so everybody knows, my wife confirmed. I have to say this quietly so she doesn't hear, but she confirmed that I can use my Christmas money to spend on parts for a PC.
You get 0 Christmas monies.
Dude, I'm getting Christmas money. I put down, my Christmas list literally says sweatpants, socks, money.
I hope that's all you get.
That's
Socks.
all I will get, and my parents will give me a lot. Oh, wait.
Well, anyway,
No,
that's
I don't
good.
want just socks. I also want The Last Guardian as well. For anybody listening, I want The Last Guardian. A lot.
Well, I'll be getting that, so I'll let you know if it sucks or not, because it probably might. But
Probably.
it could be really good, too.
Dude, honestly, Shadow of the Colossus, I don't know if that's sold little enough to be a lesser known. So if it was sold less enough to be a lesser known, like if it could potentially have been a lesser known.
We need to dig into that one day. You know, whether or not it's a lesser known or not.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know that is hands down one of my favorite games of all time.
Such a good game.
That's still
so many people haven't played it either.
Yeah, but it's like still on one of the bestseller lists of all of whatever.
It sold at least 1 million because it was his greatest hits.
Yeah,
but it was probably just over 1 million.
Right. So, anyways, back to the point. So, if it's anything like that, because the problem is that honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of Ico, but Shadow of the Colossus, pristine, like definitely top 10 favorite game of all time for me. And with that being said, The Last Guardian, I don't see how it can be that low. Like if it's too heavily invested into puzzles, which in my mind is like the worst case scenario, because I like puzzles, but I don't like huge complex puzzles. I want them to be simple and easy for me to figure out after a little bit. Anyways, a long story short, that even if they go like super puzzle heavy, I would still appreciate that. So I can't. In my mind, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah,
I can't lose.
It'll be good.
And plus, whatever the freak that chicken thing is, whatever, it's still awesome. I want one as a pet.
Yeah. Well,
or two.
Hopefully not. I guess not next week, but the following week. I know we'll be able to talk about it quite a bit more about what we think about it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
All right. Anyways, so where can they find us?
Yeah, that is a good question, Dakota. I'm glad you asked that.
Well, I was curious.
So you can go to the podcast app on your iPhone and subscribe to Codec Call from there. Hopefully soon we'll be approved through Google Play, so you can get that on your Android phone as well. You can go to soundcloud.com/ztargeting. We're on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at ZTargeting2016, Instagram, same URL, Facebook, ZTargetingmedia. You can find myself at LukeDollar23. Dakota is at FoxDie89. Die is DY.
009.
No, it's just 89.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
You're
every single time.
So your display name is 0089, but then the at name that you actually have to, that's your actual like at URL for Twitter is just FoxDie89. That's confirmed. I fact checked that.
Every time.
Yeah,
I'm probably just gonna change it again.
yeah. Okay.
Now
Oh dear
Please
Lord.
it doesn't
don't.
matter.
And then Buck is at Brow Gaming on Twitter. So that's where you can find us all. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying all these great fall games that are coming out. Thank you for checking us out, and we will see you next time.